Good morning, and thank you for letting me come and say hello to everyone. My best wishes to you, Mayor, and best wishes to all our new council members. I know that this has been an interesting new year. I too am very excited to be part of not only the J.C. Decaux team, but I'm a product of the Office of Business of Opportunity. When I started my business in 2002, the first thing I did was get certified, and and I've had a wonderful career promoting the city of Houston all over the world. I traveled during the Lanier administration with many council members and also with the airport system, promoting the city of Houston all over the world. So when this opportunity came to me in 2008, right after Hurricane Ike hit my office and into the recession, I took the risk. I took the risk because as an entrepreneur, and I wanted to do something that would continue to promote the city of Houston. And I thought that I was well equipped, having worked in media and communications and advertising. And as a news reporter, when I was a kid here, and a graduate of the University of Houston, I understand the city. I understand what it is to compete throughout the world. And I took the risk, and with that, I learned airport sales. That's not an easy task to do. And I also was able to grow my business. But now with this joint venture partnership, even though it is only 1%, for me, I am part of the procedures that go through procurement at the Office of Business Opportunity. I have part of my staff here, because some of them had to leave, but I have full-time employees at the airport. I have Michael here, Alex. I also have part of my sales team here. I have invested a lot of time to work and learn this particular field. I am a native Houstonian, part of the Hardy Tiers board, Tiers 21. We're doing great things in the near north side. I'm also part of the board, a board member of the Houston Media Source, where we're also doing a lot of great things. I'm a board member of the Linville Park Civic Association. We've already done a lot of great things there. Now with the rail coming in, we're doing a lot more, and also part of the rodeo committee. I might not give millions of dollars or thousands of dollars to people that run for office yet. I might not be. I've been trying. My kid just graduated from college, so that's where it's going for the past few years. But he graduated summa cum laude. I'm very happy for him, and it's like me getting a raise. But in any case, the money that I have, that I have put into my business and really look forward to the future of the city of Houston, I hope that you will take into consideration that you will see that this is just growth for my business and future growth for my local economy here and being able to hire locally and being part of the community.
Thank you.
Ms. Cavazos, there's a number of council members in the queue, but let's cut to the area of confusion. You have a 1% equity interest, which means you are an owner in this
1%,
venture.
yes.
But the 5% MWBE requirement on the actual transactions is separate and apart from your ownership interest.
Exactly. I have to be able to sell a lot of advertising here locally or regionally in order to meet the goals that are set forth, which are probably like $1 million in sales, if not more.
So the part of your job is to find not just advertisers, but to make sure that that the GMWBE goal for this contract is met.
Yes, that is the major goal. If I don't meet that goal, that is part of the FAA requirement, then I don't make it. My 1% is the total sales of having to work and deal with everything in a business.
This is something that comes up regularly in city contracts, and I guess for a lot of us, the difference between that, that having a minority owner does not mean you just don't still have to meet an NWDB requirement on a contract.
I work on this every day. I have full-time employees at Bush and Hobby Airport. We also work together with the local team here in Houston on a daily basis. I have a mentor that helps me when I need sales or when I need to get things done. I also have a virtual assistant from J.C.
So, first council member, Chair recognizes Councilmember Boyd.
Thank you, Mayor. Ms. Cavazos?
Cavazos.
Cavazos, all right. Well,
Cavazos.
first of all, I want to congratulate you, first of all, on being a minority female Hispanic from Houston, to have an opportunity to participate at a joint venture level. I'm a big fan of JB's, and I think the comment you're hearing today has nothing to do with you directly.
I understand.
We're proud of you. You're one of us. You're Houstonian.
I am Houston first.
Did you go to Austin High School by any chance?
No, I went to David.
Won't hold that against you. That's another
I
story.
went to the bar, to be honest with you.
But let me just say, in terms of your 1% joint venture position, make us prouder. Hopefully that number can increase. We can diversify that number a little bit more with some other people of color. But these comments have nothing to do with you and your business model and what you're doing. You did it the right way. I appreciate what you've done. You're making us proud here. Good luck to you, and hopefully you do well. And I look forward to meet with Mr. Paraso and your team in my office. Hopefully I can get them on my calendar.
All right, we will do that.
All right.
I'd love to meet you. Thank you.
Councilmember Kubak?
Sylvia, I want to thank you for coming to my office with Bernard and Stacy and Deborah. It was a very learning experience for me. I had told you that if someone asked me who the advertising vendor was at the airports, I would have guessed, even if you put it in a multiple choice, and that you were even the current vendor. My concern is, and I think you see around the table, the influence that a local, somebody who's invested in the community has, how it affects council. Now, I haven't received, when you talked about contributing to politicians, I haven't received any funds from any of you involved in this at all in my race. But I want you to know that, I'm concerned about getting the best value for the city. And I really enjoyed your coming to see me yesterday. It was a great help to me. And I want to thank Bernard for putting this team together and coming to see us. I think it'll help you a whole lot.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Mayor Pro Tem Gonzalez?
Thank you, Mayor. Sylvia, thank you for being here. Obviously, your name's come up quite a bit this
Yes.
morning, and I very much share the sentiments of my colleague, Councilmember Boykins. I don't plan to speak on a particular agenda item, but what I did want to speak about was just about your professionalism. I've known you for a long time. You're a true professional. You've worked with the city before as well. I know you were involved with the census effort, for example, and you're very invested in the community, as you already laid out, doing quite a number of community volunteer projects, and you're just a true professional, and we're lucky to have you here in Houston. And I very much appreciate your involvement with the company, and hopefully, as you heard from my colleague, Councilmember Boykins, we can see how that could grow in the future as you continue to prove yourself and do good work, not only with this company, but with others as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
I need a motion to extend time, please. Favoring opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Councilmember Green?
Thank you, Mayor. Ms. Cavazos, thank you so much for being here today, and kudos for having the opportunity to get involved with this joint venture. I think you stated that you've been in business since 2002,
I have.
and I know JC Decolas, I believe, had this contract since 2000, so they already had the contract.
Yes, yes,
and,
yes, and I was brought into the picture in 2008. They really did a search throughout the city looking for someone that was not only certified as by the city of Houston, but also someone that could take on this particular role of selling advertising at the airport. So they really interviewed several different organizations back then, or companies. And not everyone was really very positive about taking that type of a risk.
Sure.
Because a lot of the marketing and firms that you have here, they buy advertising, they don't actually sell it.
Yeah.
So I took the risk.
And so in 2008, what was the NWBE participation at that time on the contract? Well, AC.
In 2008,
Yes, ACDB. What was that, though? Do you remember? Do you recall?
it was not as much as 5%. Do you remember that? It was like 2.
Okay, it was a combined total of 13% for the two airports together. They've since separated it out.
Okay, and since then, you've been able to make that 13% since you have
Well,
been.
in the beginning, it was very difficult to do because of the local economy. Remember, I really only target the local and the regional economy here. So then in the beginning and then during the recession, you have to recall that it was very difficult to, marketing was the first thing that was, especially here locally, that went out the door.
So
But
you
during that
had
time-
both hobby and Intercontinental in the beginning, or just hobby?
No, Hobby and Intercontinental in the beginning for the sales portion, and then later on, later on, a maintenance contract came in and for
At IH?
and HOU.
Okay, and during that time, when did it become the point you were able to make the 13% goal?
Probably going into 2010, things changed in the economy, and we were able to start selling. And at that time, I wasn't giving I was then procured a lot of different areas, and I made a certain deal with JCDecaux on certain
So they
clients.
expanded your
So
scope.
it expanded my scope in
Got
order
it.
to be able to meet it, because in the beginning, it was a new situation for JCDecaux, a new one for me and for the airport. So we really have to figure out the playing field. We have to figure out, who contacts whom. It was a
And as a
learning
vendor
process.
now, with regard to this contract, do you think the scope is expansive enough whereby we'll be able to get back?
The entire expansion has completely changed. In order for me to have made this type of a commitment that I have made since the very beginning, but in order for me to actually have even though it's a small footprint, it's a footprint in the process. We have completely changed the strategy and the local strategy for everything. I now am able to contact a lot of different people here locally. I already have 30 contracts here in the city of Houston and many more. In the past few months, I've written probably more than 20 proposals for Bush and Hobby Airport. Things have certainly changed. I've seen a huge rise in a lot of people's interest.
And that's because the scope is expanded, so they've allowed you to reach more advertisers that
Yes.
traditionally that they would self-perform, if you will.
Yes, well, it's a very competitive game, selling anything.
Right.
And JCDecaux has a great sales staff that I have gone through their training with them, and they sell, all over the world. And so then sometimes, you compete with a whole bunch of, and then locally, and it's also through Dallas and through other agencies, they also sell the JCDecaux Airport here in the city. It is not just me or the JCDecaux team. So I have to make sure that the strategy is right, that I have the right, that I have the right people here locally that are able to afford it and are committed to doing it. And also be able to have, the type of leads that can come to my direction.
Thank you. Well, I'm glad the scope has been
The scope
broadened
is
so we can
completely
make.
different, and their resources to me are incredible. As I mentioned before, I have a mentor that has dealt with me if I have any issues. If I need someone to go with me to go and take a tour and try to sell, $1 million project campaign, I can, it can be done.
Thank you.
I need a motion to continue, if you want to continue the conversation. Is there a motion? No motion? Councilmember Gallegos made a motion to extend time, is there a second? Favoring, opposed, motion carries. Councilmember Gallegos?
Mr. Cavazos, thank you again for coming to my office last week. It was very informative. And again, thank you as being a Hispanic woman business owner. Like you explained to me last week, back in 2008 when you were given this contract, you had mentioned that, of course, at that time was the recession. A lot of companies were laying off. A lot of companies were basically not willing to look ahead, and you had the courage to look ahead and have a vision. And again, I just want to thank you for that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
There are no other speakers. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Same with the public session. And council members, I apologize. I'm going to be leaving the chamber shortly, and Mayor Pro Tem Gonzalez will be taking the chair. Next speaker?
Yeah, Dr. Motapa, I don't know anything.